Ladies, have I got some tea to spill. I learned in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But a few of any sort, and none of name.
I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on the young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part.
I pray you, is Signor Mountanto returned from the wars? Or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
Who is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much.
He has done good service, lady, in these wars.
Good service, indeed. They must be some moldy victuals, but I am sure he will help to eat them. He's a valiant trencherman. He has an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man.
You must not, sir, mistake my cousin. There's a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there is a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gains nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off. And now is the whole man governed with 1 wit, so that there's very little difference between him and his horse. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith like his hat. It ever changes with the next fashion.
I see, lady. That gentleman is not in your books.
No, and if he were, I would burn my study. But, I pray you, who is his companion?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord. He will hang upon him like a disease. God help the noble Claudio if he has caught the Benedict.
My lady Leonora, you are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For, trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But, when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
She is.
Can there be any doubt? Mother and daughter look so alike.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she had such meat food to feed her as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat, for it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I wish I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They else would have been troubled with the pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
You would rather hear your dog bark at a crow? God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so that some gentleman or other doesn't end up with a scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse if it were such a face as yours.
You are a pretty little parrot, aren't you?
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I wish my horse had the speed and stamina of your tongue. But keep your way. In God's name, I have done.
Are you quitting so soon? Your horse must be getting old and tired.
That is the sum of all, Lady Leonora. Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Lady Leonora hath invited you all. I tell her we shall stay here at the least a month, and she hardly prays some occasion may detain us longer.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled with the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please let your grace lead on.
Your hand, Lady Leonora. We will go together. Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Lady Leonora?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do, for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can give her, that were she other than as she is, she were unhandsome, but being no other than as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Well, could the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and the case to put it into. My God, are you serious? What else would you say? The Vulcan was not only the best blacksmith and made the best armor, but that he baked the best cookies?
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. Her cousin, were she not possessed with such a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
Well, I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is't come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of 60 again? Go to in faith, wilt thou thrust thy neck into a yoke, and sigh away Sundays?
What secret hath held you here, that you fall not to Lady Leonora's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio? I can be as secret as a dumb man. But on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. Hero, Lady Leonora's short daughter.
If this were so, so were it uttered.
Like the old tale, my lord, it is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed, God forbid it should be so.
If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
Oh, my lord, you speak this to fetch me in.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
In faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my two-faced antros, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
And that I neither feel how she should be loved, nor should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will dine it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part but in the force of his own will.
That a woman conceived me, I give her thanks. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But all women shall pardon me, for I will not do the wrong to mistrust any. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
If I do, hang me like a cat in a basket, and shoot at me. And he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder, and called William Tell.
In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Lady Leonora's. Commend me to her, and tell her I will not fail her at supper.
I have matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you
To the protection of God, my house, if I had it.
The 6th of July, your loving friend, Benedict.
Nay, mock not. Ere you flout old ends any further. Examine your conscience, and so I leave you.
My liege, your highness now may do me good. My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonora any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's her only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudia?
Oh, my lord, when we went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had rougher task in hand than to drive this liking to the name of love. But now that I am returned, and war thoughts have left their places vacant, in their rooms come thronging these soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, and saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her, and with her mother, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this end that thou began to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, who know love's grief by his complexion. But, lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise.
I know we shall have reveling tonight. Yes. I will assume thy part, in some disguise, and tell fair Hero, I am Claudio. Then, in her bosom, I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then, after, to her mother will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
How now, brother? Where is my cousin, your son? Hath he provided this music?
He is very busy about it, but sister, I can tell you strange tidings that you yet dreamt not of.
Tidings good?
As the event stamps them, but they have a good cover. They show well outward. The prince and Count Claudio, walking in a thick-pleached alley in mine orchard, were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in the dance. And if he found her accordant, he meant to take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good sharp fellow. I will send for him and question him yourself.
No, we will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter withal, that she may be the better prepared for an answer, if, peradventure, this be true. Go you now and tell her of it.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait on no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace. Where it is impossible, you should take true root but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in my brother's grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion my carriage to rob love from any. In this, though it cannot be said that I am a flattering, honest man, it cannot be denied that I am but a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a claw. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who do we have here? What news, Baracchio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Lady Leonora, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio.
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Mary, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Lady Leonora.
A pretty little chick. How come you to this?
As I was napping in one of the rooms, the prince and Claudio came in serious conference. I whipped me behind the curtains, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and, having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him anyway, I bless myself every way. You are most sure you will assist me.
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their cheers the greater that I am subdued. With the cook war of my mind, shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tardily that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am heartburned an hour after.
He's of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were just in the midway between him and Signor Benedict. The one is too much like a statue and says nothing. The other is too like a spoiled little boy, ever more chattering.
Then half Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman in the world, if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband, if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Indeed, God send me no husband, for the which blessing I am on my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your mother.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Mother, as it please you. But yet, for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Mother, as it please me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered with a piece of valiant dust? To make an account of her life to a clod of wayward clay? No, aunt, I'll none. Truly, Adam's sons are my brethren, and I hold it a sin to marry my kindred.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer. The revelers are entering, brother. Make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so when I please.
And when please you to say so?
When I see your face, for God forbid your face looks anything like your mask.
I would you did like me.
So would not I, for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one?
I say my prayers aloud.
I love thee the better. The hearers may cry amen.
God, match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God, keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk?
No more words. The clerk is answered.
I know you well enough. You are Senor Antonio.
At a word, I'm not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
To tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his right hand, up and down. You are he.
At a word, I am not.
Come, come, do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to, Mom. You are he.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you tell me who you are.
Not now.
I thought that perhaps you were Signor Benedict.
What's he?
I am sure you know him well enough.
Not I,
Did-
believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
No, I pray you, who is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his gift lies in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and they laugh at him and beat him. I am sure he is in the crowd somewhere.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Oh, do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, such as, she is a regular parrot, or my lady disdain, or some such nonsense. Which, peradventure, not marked, nor laughed at, 'twill strike him into a melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. We must follow the leaders.
Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn to her mother to break about it. The ladies follow, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
Hey, you know me well.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her, for she is no equal to his birth. You shall do part an honest man in this.
I know you, he loves her, huh?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Let's go to the supper.
Thus answer I with the voice of Benedict. Would hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Ah! Beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio,
Yea, the same.
come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Are you sad? Cheer up, man, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
What? Do you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you, leave me.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl, now will he creep into the bushes and weep. But that my Lady Beatrice should know me and not know me, the prince's fool? It may be I go under that title because I am married, but I am not so reputed. No, it is the base and bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
I did. I found him here, as melancholy as a nightingale.
What's his problem?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy, who being overjoyed at finding a bird's nest, shows it to his companion, and he steals it.
He thinks
that you have stolen his bird's nest.
I will fix that. But the Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
She misused me past the endurance of a fly. An oak, but with one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking that I had been myself, that I was the prince's fool. That I was as dull as mud, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man in a mart, with the whole army shooting at me. She speaks pointers, and every word stabs. Come, talk not of her. I will not marry her, for a man would live more quietly in hell than with her. So all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
Look, here she is.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand to the ends of the earth that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpick from the furthest reach of Asia. I will get you a hair from the great Kublai Khan's beard. I would rather be sent on an embassage to the pygmies than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me?
None, but to desire your good company.
Oh God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one. Marry, once before he wanted of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry nor well, but civil Count.
Stop.
Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true. Though, I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I have broke with her mother, and her goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count. 'Tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself to you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin. Or, if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let not him speak neither.
As I am yours, Claudio, so you are mine. I give myself to you, and I will dote upon the exchange.
That's perfect. In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it, poor fool. It keeps itself out of the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey-ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace never a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech you, pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you. For, out of question, you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy, aunt. By your grace's pardon.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then. For she hath often dreamed of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches, till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence just a seven-night, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake the head at so long a breathing. But I warn thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. In the interim, I will undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match. I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give thee direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
I will teach you how to humor your niece, your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedict that, in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Lady Leonora.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment shall be medicinable to me. I am sick of displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart, his affection ranges evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window.
And what life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up, to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of this?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Lady Leonora.
Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me, and tend a kind of zeal, both to the prince and Claudio, as, in love of your brother's honor, who hath made this match, and his friend's reputation, who is thus like to be cozened with the semblance of a maid, that you have discovered thus. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances, which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window, hear me call Margaret Hero, hear Margaret term me Baraccio, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime, I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can, and I will put it in practice. Be you cunning in the working of this, and thy fee shall be 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I shall presently go learn their day of marriage.
Boy! Boy!
Signor?
On my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
I am here ready, sir.
I know that. I would have thee hence and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he had laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love himself. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good suit of armor. And now he will lie 10 nights awake, craving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. And now his words are a fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I shall not be sworn, but love shall never make such a fool of me. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is virtuous, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. But till all graces come into one woman shall not come into my grace. Which she shall be, that's for certain. Wise, or I'll none. Fair, or I'll not look upon her. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it please God. The prince and Monsieur Love, I will hide in the arbor.
Come hither, Leonora. What was it you told me of today, that your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Ben?
I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection.
Maybe she does but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit. There is never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What affects a passion, Shoshi?
What effects, my lord? My daughter tells us everything.
She did indeed. You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed, so your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that have so often countered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she now, when she's beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit, in her smock, till she have writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now you talk of a sheet of paper. I remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of.
Oh, that when she had writ it, and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheets. Oh, she tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself, that she should be so immodest as to write to one she knew would mock her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I would mock him if he writ to me. Yea, though I love him, I would.
Then she fell upon her knees, wept, sobbed, and beat her heart, praying, cursing. Oh, sweet Benedict! Oh, God, give me patience, Benedict! Oh!
She did indeed, my daughter said so. And we are afraid that she may do something desperate. It is very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it by some other means.
To what end, my lord? He would make but a sport of it, and torment that poor lady worse.
She's an excellent sweet lady, and, out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything, but in loving Benedict.
I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her aunt and her guardian.
I pray you, tell Benedict of it, and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die, if you love her not. And she will die ere she make her love known. And she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath contemptible spirit.
He is a handsome man, my lord.
He hath indeed a good outward appearance.
And, in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
As Hector, I assure you. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedict and tell him of her love?
Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out, with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady. Benedict!
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
This can be no trick. The conference was seriously born. They have the truth of this from Hero. Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness. And virtuous. 'Tis so. I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I shall be horribly in love with her. I may have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, since I have railed for so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves in his youth the meat he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences of the paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No, the world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did never think I should live long enough till I were married. Here comes the Lady Beatrice. By this day she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Sweet Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for these thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message.
Yea, just so much as you might take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, Signor? Fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner? There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those things than you took pains to thank me. Why, that's as much to say that any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a stone. I will go get her picture.
Good Margaret, from thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the prince and Claudio. Whisper in her ear and tell her, I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower, where honeysuckles, ripened by the sun, forbid the sun to enter, like favorites made proud by princes that advance their pride against that power that bred it. There will she hide her, to listen to purpose. This is thy office, bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come. I warrant you presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, for look, where Beatrice, like a lapwing, runs close by thee round to hear our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine coverture. Fear you not my part of the dialogue.
Then we go near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as hatters of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new betrothed lord.
And did you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full, as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart to prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape nor project of affection.
Sure.
She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were best his love were not made known to her, lest she make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man, How wise, noble, young, how rarely featured. But she would spell him backward. If he be fair-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If of a dark complexion, why then nature made a foul blot. If he be tall, then he looks like a giraffe. If he be short, then he looks like a toad. If he speak, why then he's a weather vane blown with all winds. If silent, why then he's a block of stone. So turns she, every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, to be so odd and so contrary as Beatrice is cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak to her about it, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself and press me to death with her great wit. Therefore, let Benedict, like glowing embers, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocking.
Yet, tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No. Rather, I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong.
Sorry.
She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy, always accepted, my dear Claudio.
Madam, I beg you, do not be angry with me for speaking my fancy.
Oh, never speak.
But Signor Benedict, for his shape, his good looks, and his valor, goes foremost throughout Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it, ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day come tomorrow? Come, go in. I'll show you some of my dresses and have thy counsel which is best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limed, madam. We have caught her.
If it proves so, then loving goes by house. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our love up in a holy band. For others say, thou dost deserve it. And I believe it, better than reportingly.
Beatrice, I love you. Beatrice, I love you. Beatrice, I love you.
Benedict, we have been searching up and down to find you. Where have you been?
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sad.
I hope he be in love.
I have a toothache.
Oh, a toothache! If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs. Did you get a new tailor?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
Indeed, he looks younger than he did by the loss of a beard.
Nay, he rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
That's as much to say the sweet youth's in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
Oh, conclude. He's in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
Ooh, that would I know too. I warrant one that knows him not.
Yes, in his ill conditions, and in despite of all, dies for him.
Yet is this no charm for a toothache. My lady, come, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak with you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
By my troth, to break with her about Beatrice.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good evening, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you, discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I will now manifest. For my brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart hath helped you to effect your ensuing marriage. Surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why? What's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she has been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she, Leonora's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I would say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. But wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight, and you shall see who enters her bedroom window, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her, but it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that what you see, confess not that you know. But if you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight, why I should not marry her tomorrow, in the chapel where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her yet no further till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly, but till midnight, and let the issue show forth itself.
O day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief, strangely thwarted.
Oh, plague, right well prevented. So shall you say when you have seen the sequel.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, or else it were a pity that they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
Hugh Oatcake, sir, George Seacole, for they can write and read.
Come you hither, neighbor Seacole. God hath blessed you with a good name, for to be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have. I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favor, sir, why, give God thanks. Make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrant men, and you are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Why then, take no note of him, but let him go. And presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God
He is none of the prince's subjects.
True. And you are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You are also to make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk, for we know what belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your weapons be not stolen. You are also to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Why then, let them alone till they are sober. If they make you not then the better answer, you may say they are not the men you took them for. If you meet a thief, you may suspect him, by virtue of your office, to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may, but I think they that touch pitch shall be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
You have always been called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Why then, let the child wake her with crying. For the ewe that will not hear its lamb when it baas will never answer a calf when it bleats.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of your charge. You, constable, are to represent the prince's own person, and if you meet the prince of the night, you may stay him.
Nay, Bar Lady, that I think you cannot.
5 shillings to 1 on it. With any man who knows the statutes, he may stop him. Marry, not without the prince be willing, for the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
No.
Yes, Barragaze, yes. Well, masters, good night. And there be any monkey business going on, call up me. Come on, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit there upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
One word more, honest neighbors. I pray you, watch about Lady Leonora's door, for the wedding being there tomorrow, there is much ado tonight. Adieu, be vigilant, I beseech you.
Conrade! Conrade!
Peace, stir not.
Conrade, I say!
Here, man. I am at thy elbow. Stand thee close then, under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain. And I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters. Yes, stand close.
Therefore know that I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats. Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear? Thou shouldst rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows that thou art ignorant. Listen, thou knowest that the fashion of a coat, or a hat, or a cloak is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is his clothing.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
I may as well say the fool's the fool. But seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is?
I know this deformed. He's been a vile thief this 7 year.
Didst thou not hear somebody?
No, 'twas the weather vane on the house. Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is? How giddily he turns all the hot bloods between 14 and 35 about, sometimes fashioning them like pharaoh soldiers in some reeky painting, sometimes like the Gargoyles priests in an old church window.
All this I see, and I see that the fashion wears out more clothing than it does men. But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion, that thou hast shifted out of thy tale into telling me of the fashion?
Not so neither, but know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. I met her in Hero's room, and had her put on one of Hero's dresses for me, just to see what she was wearing for the wedding. Then, I held her at her mistress' bedroom window, bid her 1,000 times good night, and I kissed her, like this. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master, Don John, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
The two of them did, the prince and Claudio, but the devil my master knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, and partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw overnight, and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name. Stand!
Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that was ever known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know him. He wears a lock.
What the?
Go we may bring deformed forth. I warn you.
You idiots!
Never speak. We charge thee let us obey you to go with us.
On the floor, please. Come on. You first.
My pleasure.
My sword. Come here, boy. Yet another one. You do the honors?
My pleasure, sir.
Let me show you how it's done. Come on.
I will, lady.
And bid her come hither.
Well,
better.
No, pray thee, good knight. I'll wear this.
By my troth, it is not so good. And I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin is a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
I like the new dress within excellently. It would work if your hair were a thought browner. It is a most rare fashion. It's like the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
Oh, but by my troth, it's but a nightgown in respect of yours. It's cloth of gold with cuts, and laced with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts, round underborne, with a bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 of it.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon, by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee! Art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable? Is not your lord honorable? I offend no one in saying the heavier of a husband. None, I think. And it be the right husband and the right wife. Otherwise, 'tis light and not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
Good morrow, coz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I am out of all other tunes, methinks.
Well, let's sing Light of Love. That goes without burden. Do you sing it, and we'll dance it.
You can light a love with your heels. Leave me out of it.
Oh, Beatrice, you're no fun. And so I scorned that with my heels.
'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you're ready. By my troth, I am exceeding ill.
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband.
For the letter that begins them all, ache.
Well, if you've lost all your faith, there's no more sailing by the star.
What means the fool?
Nothing but God. Send everyone their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me, they are an excellent perfume. Here, smell it.
I am stuffed, cousin. I cannot smell.
A maid and stuffed. There's goodly catching of cold.
Oh, God help me. God help me. How long have you professed apprehension?
Ever since you left it, doth not my wit become me rarely.
It is not seen enough. By my troth, I am sick.
Well, Beatrice, if you are so sick, just get yourself some of this distilled Carduce Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There thou prickest her with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why, Benedictus? You have some moral in this, Benedictus.
Moral? No, I have no moral meaning. You may think, perchance, that I think you are in love. Nay, by Our Lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think. And yet, if I were to think my heart out of thinking, that you were in love, that you are in love, or that you can't even be in love, yet Benedict was such another, and now he has become a man, swore to never marry, and now, in despite of his own heart, he seems in love. But how you may be converted, I know not. But methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, and all the men are come to fetch you to church.
Help to dress me, good coz, good men, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbors?
Mary, madam, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see, it is a busy time with me.
Marry, that it is.
Indeed it is, Madam Lady.
What is it, my good friends?
Goodman Verghese, my lady, speaks a little off the matter. An old man, madam, and his wits are not so blunt as, God help, I would desire they were. But, in faith, honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I'm as honest as any man living. That is an old man, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous. Palabras, neighbor Verghese.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
It pleases your worshipfulness to say so. But we are the poor Duke's officers. Truly, for my own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all upon your worshipfulness.
All thy tediousness on me,
All our tediousness on you.
Yea, if it were 1,000 pounds more than it is, for I hear as good an exclamation of your worshipfulness as any woman in the city, and though I be but a poor man, I am glad to hear it.
And so am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Mary, Madam Lady, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, have taken a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
A good old man, my lady, he will be talking. For as they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. God help us, it is a world to see. Well said, in faith, neighbor Verghese. Well, God is a good man, and 2 men ride of a horse, 1 must ride behind. An honest soul, my lady, by my troth he is, as ever broke bread. But God is to be worshipped. All men are not alike. Alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, neighbor, it comes too short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
One word more, my lady, Madam Leonora. Our watch have indeed comprehended 2 most auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examinationed before your worshipfulness.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be suffigance.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
Go, good neighbor, go. Get you to Francis Seacole and bid him bring his pen and his inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. Here's that shall drive some of them to a non-compos dementis.
Non-compos dementis?
Non-compos dementis.
Non-compos dementis. I'm gonna need some more ammo.
Yea, I will get the learned writer to set down our excommunication, and you meet me at the jail.
Be brief, Friar Francis, only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come here to be married to this lord.
I do.
If any of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge thee on your soul to utter it now.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer. None.
Oh, what men dare do. What men may do. What men daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now, interjections? Why then some means of laughing? As
Stand thee by, friar. Mother, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing. unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonora, take her back again. Give not your friend this rotten orange. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes there. Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to this approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you, in your own proof, have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
No, Leonora, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to a sister, showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on me! Seeming! I will write against it. You seem to me as Diane in her orb, as chaste as is the bud, ere it be blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that I've gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken? Or do I but dream?
Madam, these things are spoken, and they are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
True, oh God.
Let me move but one question to your daughter, and by that motherly and kindly power you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
Oh God, defend me. How I am beset. What kind of interrogation call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
What man was he? Met with you yesternight out at your window betwixt 12 and 1.
I talked with no man that hour, my lord!
Leonora, I am sorry you must hear. Upon my honor, myself, my brother, and this grieving count did see her, hear her at that hour last night, talk with the ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed most like a liberal villain confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, they are not to be named, my lord, not to be spoke of. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, hero. What a hero would thou be, if half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. But fare thee well, most fair, most foul, farewell, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee, I'll lock up all the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and nevermore shall it be gracious.
Has no man's dagger here point for me?
Oh now, cousin Hero, wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think, Hero, White Hero, and Signor Benedict.
O fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
Oh now, cousin Hero.
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not ope thine eyes. Grieved I had but one child? One too much by thee. Why ever had I one? Why ever wast thou lovely in my eyes? But mine only child. And mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine that I was proud on. Mine so much that I myself was to myself, not mine, valuing of her. Oh, she's fallen into a pit of ink, that the wide sea hath drops too few to wash her clean again.
Lady, for my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although, until this last night, I have this 12th month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed, confirmed! Would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so that, speaking of her foulness, washed her with tears. Hence from her, let her die.
Hear me a little, for I have only been silent so long and given way unto this course of fortune. By noting of that lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start in her face. 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes. And in her eye, there has appeared a fire to burn the arrows the princess hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool, trust not my age, my reverence, calling, or divinity, if this lady lie not guiltless here under some biting arrow.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that the only grace she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. She not denies it.
I don't know what to say.
They know that to accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. Oh, my mother, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprision in the princess.
Two of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in it, the practice of it lives in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frame of villainies.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause while, and let my counsel sway you into this case. Your daughter here, the princess left for death, let her while be secretly kept in, and publish it, that she is dead indeed.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Marry, this will carry. Shall her behalf change from slander to remorse? That is some good. She, dying upon the instant that she is accused of, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused by every hearer of the story. So will fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in a more precious habit than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, if love had ever interest in his soul, and wish he had not so accused of her.
Lady Leonora, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, by mine honor, I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day is perhaps the prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason I do it freely.
Assuredly, I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me? That would right her.
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way. But no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say, I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not. And yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With any sauce that can be devised to it. I protest, I love thee.
Why, then God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for you.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain that has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Talk with the man out a window, a proper saying.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wrong, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly count, Count Comfat, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend that would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliments, and men are turned only into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. I protest, I love you.
Use your love for me some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand. And so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so, farewell.
Where's Verges? Is our whole dissembly appeared?
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that am I.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Baraccio.
Whoa, Baraccio! Macho Baraccio. Pray right down, Baraccio. And yours, Sierra?
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrade.
Oh, Conrade! Wow. Pray right down, Master Gentleman Conrade. Masters, do you serve God?
No.
Write down that they do not serve God. And write God first. For God defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
Ooh, a marvelous witty fellow, I assure you. But I will go about with him. Come you hither, sirrah. A word in your ear. Sir, I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Oh, well, stand aside. For God, they are both in a tale. Have you writ down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch, that are their accusers.
Mary, that is the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you, in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man says, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down, Prince John a villain. Why, this is flat perjury to call a prince's brother villain.
Master Constable.
Sir, I pray thee peace. I do not like that look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else? Married, that this man had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing Lady Hero wrongfully.
But burglary as ever was committed.
What else?
And then Count Claudio did mean, upon his words, to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly, and not marry her.
Thou villains! Thou shalt be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this manner refused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonora's. I will go before and show her their examination.
Come, let them be opinions.
You idiot!
Where is the sexton? Have him write down that the prince's officer is an idiot. Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away! You are an ass! You are an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, where is the sexton? Oh, that you were here to write down that I am an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it be not written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villains, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witnesses. I am a wise fellow, and, which is more, an officer, and, more than that, a property owner, and, which is the mostest, as pretty a piece of flesh as any is in Messina, and one that knows the laws, go to, and a rich fellow, enough, go to, a fellow who hath had some losses, and one who hath 2 suits, and everything handsome about him. No, take them away. Oh, that the sexton were here to write down that I am an ass.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. And 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee peace, cease thy counsel, nor let no comforter delight mine ear, but such a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a mother who so loved her child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine. Bid her speak of patience, and of her I will gather patience. But there is no such one. For, brother, men can counsel and speak comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel. But, tasting it, their counsel turns to passion, which before would give medicine to rage. No, no. 'Tis all men's office to speak patience to those that wring under the load of sorrow. But no man's virtue shall be sufficient to be so moral when he shall endure the like himself. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee peace. I will be flesh and blood.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself, but make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul does tell me that Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know, and the prince, and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Here comes the prince and Claudio hastily. Good day.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonora.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. are you so hasty now?
Nay, do not quarrel with us.
If she could right herself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs her?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler thou. Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my age, beshrew my hand, if it should give your age such cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
No, Claudio, to thy head, thou hast so wronged mine innocent child and me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by. I say, thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy!
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, Lady Leonora.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body, if he dare. Despite his nice fence and active practice, his May of youth and bloom of lustihood.
Away, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child.
He shall kill two of us. That's no matter. Let him kill me first. Win me, wear me. Let him answer me. Come, follow me, boy. Come, sir boy. I'll whip you from your foining fence. Nay, as I'm a gentleman, I will.
Brother Anthony, I
Content yourself. God knows I loved my niece. And she is dead, slandered to death, by villains that dare as well answer a man indeed as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, milksops.
Brother Anthony, I don't...
Hold you content. What, man? I know them, yea, what they weigh. Even to the utmost scruple, scrambling, outfacing, fashion-monging boys that lie and cod and flout, deprave and slander, and speak off half a dozen dangerous words of how they might hurt their enemies if they durst. And this is all.
Brother, I don't...
Come, 'tis no matter. Do not your meddle. Let me deal in this.
Gentlemen, both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord, my lord.
I will not hear you.
No. Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, Signor. You are almost come to part almost fray.
We had like to have had our two noses snapped off by an old man without any teeth.
Leonora's brother, what thinkest thou?
In a false quarrel there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
I will bid thee draw, as we do the minstrels. Draw to pleasure us.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
I pray you, choose another subject.
Nay then, give him another sword. He broke his first one.
By this light he changes more and more. I think he be angry indeed.
May I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on your hands. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
What, a feast? A feast?
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Blackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest. And I'll warrant you, for the love of Beatrice,
and hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
But, soft you, did he not say my brother was fled? How now? To my brother's men bound? Horatio one?
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense have these men done?
Breathe in their charge, neighbor Beargaze.
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixthly, and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
First, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee, what's their offense? Sixth and lastly, why they are committed. And to conclude, what you lay to their charge.
Rightly reasoned and in his own division. By my troth, one meaning well suited.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me discussing with this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the lady hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in hero's garments. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusations. And, briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But did my brother set thee on to this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon this villainy.
Oh, sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in the same rare semblance that I loved it first.
And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Indeed, it is true. He is an ass.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that, when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose to me what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. But sinned I not but in mistaking.
Nor I, and yet to satisfy you, I will bend under any heavy weight you enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here how innocent she died. And, if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come you to my house, and, since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter that's almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the rights you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Lady, I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow then, I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul she was not, nor knew not what she did when she spoke to me, but always hath been just and virtuous in anything that I do know by her.
And moreover, my lady, which is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass.
Indeed he did.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worshipfulness speaks like a most thankful and reverent youth.
There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
God keep your worshipfulness.
I wish your worship well.
God restore you to health.
I humbly give you leave to depart.
And a merry meeting be wished. God prohibit it.
Prohibit.
Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, lords, farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Tonight, I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret, how her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
God of love. God of love. Above. The God of love that sits above.
Hi, Benedict.
Will you bid Beatrice come to me?
Well, will you then write a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that none could write more elegantly. For in truth, thou deservest it.
Well, which of my many qualities will you remark on?
Your beauty, your wit, and your obedience.
My obedience?
Your obedience.
Well, let me go fetch Beatrice for you.
The God of love that sits above and knows me and knows me. How pitiful I deserve. Mary, I cannot rhyme. I can think of no rhyme for lady, but baby, an innocent rhyme. No rhyme for scorn, but horn, a hard rhyme. No rhyme for school, but fool, a babbling rhyme. Mary, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot woo in festival term. Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken, fare thee well now. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore, I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. But I pray thee now, tell me for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them altogether, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they would not allow any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love? A good epithet. I suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, then I will spite it for yours. For I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession.
How doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Serve God, love me, and men. I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy mass.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death, in guerdon of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. hang thou there upon the tomb, praising her when I am done.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
I am. Which is the maid I must seize upon?
This is she, and I do give you her.
Why, then she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not, till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I'll be your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
Former hero that was dead.
She died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement cannot qualify. When after the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. But now, let wonders seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why then, your aunt, the prince, and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Indeed, no. No more than reason.
Why, then my cousin, Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, niece, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here's a paper, written in his own hand. A halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, written my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle! Here's our hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee. But by this light, I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day, I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
I will stop your mouth. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it, and therefore never flout at me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. For thine part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman. Live unbruised and love my cousin.